y'all. It's your girl Ashley So Audacious, and I would like to welcome you to the Hella Audacious podcast show, the home of dope guests and real conversation. Okay, so we about to get started. Okay, hey y'all. All right, I see my guest in here. Go ahead and send that request. All right. So it's your girl Ashley So Audacious, and I would like to welcome you to the Hella Audacious podcast show. Hey girl. Home of dope guests and real conversation. So, first of all, the purpose of this podcast is to be the connection between people and the information they want and need to hear. Okay? So, I
Yes.
want to welcome everybody to episode 2. I'm going to have the pleasure to sit down with a beautiful soul today, Miss Imogene Bibbs. How you
Yes,
doing?
I miss you so much.
Yes, like it's your energy for me. Like it's everything for me.
Thank you.
How you been?
Oh my goodness, girl, I've been busy. I have been busy, but I can't complain because I prayed for all of this.
I know that's right.
So,
I feel
yeah.
that. I feel that. So it's good to see you and it's good to have you here. It's such a pleasure. So today, y'all, if y'all haven't been keeping up, we're gonna be talking about Airbnb, real estate, unsecured funding. Okay, my girl out here doing her thing. But first I want to kind of like give them the rundown of how we met.
Oh,
So
yes.
we met on Clubhouse. We met on Clubhouse. The beginning of 2021. We were a part of some big rooms that was going on during that time. Um, Great experiences and opportunities came from those rooms. So I remember co-hosting in a room, and every time Imogene come in, like she's coming in with value. She's dropping gems. Her energy was always good. So one of the other girls started calling her I'm a gem. Like we'd be like, welcome, I'm a gem in the building. And like it's so fitting because she literally here to drop gems today, y'all. Okay.
Yes.
So I think we had ended up meeting up in Atlanta. I mean, people came from everywhere.
Yes.
I came from Virginia. You came from Indiana, right?
Yes.
We had people from Tennessee, Florida, Chicago. Like we just came from everywhere. Everybody linked
Everywhere.
up, and it was a great experience for me. Like it was so out of the ordinary for me at that time. Being that I was a mom, a single mom, and I like took this risk, went out to Atlanta and met up with people that I met on Clubhouse. But it was so worth
Hmm.
it, and I don't regret it for anything in the world. Like I needed that at that time. It was perfect.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, that time was just so amazing. Like I made lifelong connections like with you and a couple other people and our home girl. Keep her in y'all
Yes.
prayers, y'all. But man, I don't regret a second of that whole experience at all.
That was it was right on time. I don't know what it was, but it was needed. It was definitely needed. It was definitely needed. I think it just showed everybody like, look, it's still so much out here to do. It's so many people to meet. Don't
Yeah.
stop here. Don't let this pandemic stop you. Like, let's go. Like, put the pedal to the
Hmm.
metal. So
That's it.
with that being said, I have been keeping up with you. It looks like 2022 has been so good to you. Like you're glowing. I see you've been traveling. You've been nominated for awards, and you've won awards. Been honored with awards too.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about some of the nominations and stuff that you had this year.
Oh wow. So the one that was really near and dear to me, I went to a First Fridays event here in Fort Wayne and I sat next to a young lady and we just kicked it off. We were talking and we was telling each other, the things that we wanted to do and our plans. And I told her about the nonprofit that I wanted to start. She remembered that in 2020. And this year in 2022, she actually nominated me for an award. It was the Own It, Bring It, Push It breakfast.
Okay.
And I had no idea it was her until maybe like a month or two later. And she finally sent me a message. So I'm like, I put it all on social media. I said, whoever nominated me for this award, I need to know because I want to personally thank you because it was so huge. And I really wasn't expecting nothing like that.
That's
And
amazing.
yeah, she had remembered me telling her what I wanted to do, my story 2 years ago. And man, it's just been beautiful. Oh, I love it.
I love it for you. I love it for you. So like I said, it's good to have you here. It's good to have your energy here. So I guess we're gonna go ahead and jump into some of these topics. But I did have a question about the
Okay.
Airbnb. I know a lot of people are looking to get into that and they think it's like strictly passive income, but I feel like it's a lot of work that come along with it because basically it's hospitality, right?
Yes.
And you have to have good customer service in order to be successful in this business. So at least from my point of view anyway, um I haven't had many experiences with Airbnb, but like when we went to Atlanta, we did rent out that huge Airbnb. And that was,
Yes.
yeah, that was a really good experience. Really, really nice home. And the
Mhm.
host was very friendly. He came and like showed us around and everything. And he ended up being, you know, somebody pretty up there. So
Right.
that was pretty cool too to be in somebody like his home.
Mhm.
So I've only had good experiences with Airbnb, but I have heard of, some people having experiences where it wasn't up to it wasn't what they expected.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whew. Well,
So where do you want to
um,
start with as far as Airbnb? Where do you want to start with that?
I would have to say you're definitely correct. You have to have good hospitality skills. You have to have the heart and the desire to want to please your customers. And some Airbnb guests go above and beyond. It's the little things for me as a host and a guest because I kid you not, I don't like staying in hotels after staying in the Airbnb. I stayed in my first one in 2018 and I loved it. Like the host was very personable. She had a studio apartment. Well, yeah, studio apartment in the back of her home. She had built it with a soundproof wall. So, and she had little kids, and I didn't hear them at all. So it was, I mean, she had little things like breakfast out for me, muffins and fruit. And it's little things like that that make you a standout host. And that's just one thing that you have to keep in mind. What are the things that you would want in an Airbnb if you were staying as a guest? And that's what makes you a good host.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're an Airbnb host yourself, right?
Mm-hmm.
So my question is so I know it's possible to be an Airbnb host and not own property.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I definitely want to get into that. I definitely want to hear about that. But so the property that you host at, do you own that property?
I do.
Okay, okay. So how
But
do
I
you?
didn't at first.
Okay,
I didn't at first. I was renting and I said, you know what? I need to make some extra money. So let me just try this out. I really had no idea what the hell I was doing because I didn't have anybody to hold my hand. Like I had mentors that taught me different things and showed me what they did in their Airbnbs, but they were like, if you don't just do it, Imogene, you're never gonna start it. So just
right.
do it and make the mistakes along the way and fix them as you go. And that's what I did. So I started out with 2 rooms. I have a four bedroom house, and I started out renting 2 rooms. My first guest was a dad, and he was bringing his daughter here to drop her off for college from Arizona, girl.
Okay,
Yeah, so that was interesting. They were really cool, really nice. Didn't mess up the place. I didn't have any issues with, noise or anything getting broken. And they stayed for about 2 weeks. Yeah.
okay. So they stayed in your home. Did you stay in the home as well while they were there?
I did not for the first tenant,
Okay,
just because I wanted to get a real feel of how it would be just to be separate from the home. And so I went and stayed at my mentor. He had one of his Airbnbs where was free, and he just let me crash there the whole time. So
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. All right. So let's talk about how people can be an Airbnb host without property. Like, I need to know.
Well, let me tell you this. So I get a lot of people to ask me, like, do you have to rent? Do you have to buy the house? And the answer, you can rent out anything. I mean, they have houseboats on Airbnb, they have buses on Airbnb. You can even rent out a tent. Like, yeah, I know, right? Ain't it
A
crazy?
tent.
But yes. And the ones that I've seen are so luxurious and just so glamorous. Like I want to go there, but I'm not for the tent life. So
Right. No, no, it's gonna be a no for me.
right. But yeah, you don't. The thing is, if you have a landlord or you're living in an apartment, you want to be honest with your landlord. Okay. Um, some places do actually welcome business owners who have businesses where they want to get apartments for, Airbnb. A lot of them don't allow you to list it on Airbnb. A lot of them prefer you to list it on different sites like Furnish Finders and the
Okay.
ones that actually attract traveling professionals.
Okay.
So I highly suggest don't be on no sneaky stuff
Right.
because you might get kicked out.
Right.
But I mean, if you have a landlord that doesn't ever come around, hey, that's on you.
Right.
I'm not liable for that.
Okay. So, I mean, you pretty much can take us on tour now. Like, so what else do we need to know about being an Airbnb host or getting into that business? Well, I do know is it free to sign up to like on the Airbnb website to be a
Yes.
host? So it's free to start hosting basically.
Yes. So that's the beauty about Airbnb. You got to think about Amazon. Do they own any of their products? No, they don't. Does Uber own any of their cars? Hell no.
No.
It's like the smartest thing. You have other people that want to make money and you charge them a small fee for each listing, well, each guest that you have. So they
Right.
don't charge, they don't take half of your money. Like you make a nice profit and you get to determine how much you charge those guests.
Okay, so I did read like the guys who invented or the CEOs of Airbnb, they
Uh-huh.
literally was like, "Yo, we need to pay our rent." So they ended up, I guess it was like some designers coming into town for like some kind of event, and I guess they were like into that crowd, so they literally rented their space out to some designers to help pay their rent, and that's how they came up with the business.
And I wish I could have came up with that. Oh, I'm so jealous. But yeah, that's literally how a lot of big, successful people come up with huge ideas. They're like, you know what? We're in a bind. We need to make some shit shake. And oh, can I curse on here?
You can, girl. It's the Hella Audacious podcast show. Like we hella audacious up here. Like we bold.
Okay, but yeah, that's how a lot of success stories end up. They had an issue. They had some big problem they had to solve and they figured it out and they made it work and they kept going and kept going. And then they started looking at other successful people because you can't stick with just one thing. I highly suggest every entrepreneur to have multiple streams of income. Okay. So you don't want to stick with just one thing. And then you want to follow the people who have accomplished the things that you aim to accomplish and follow the blueprint. Like you don't have to reinvent the wheel. It's been laid out for us. All we got to
Right.
do is copycat. That's
Right.
it. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So is there anything that we didn't talk about Airbnb that you wanted to discuss?
Um, One thing I will say is definitely get your business established. You definitely want to come correct and start building your business credit and then approach those apartment complexes, independent owners, landlords. You can go on Craigslist and just let them know what you want to do. Just let them know, hey, I want to expand my book of business and I would like to have your home or your unit occupied all the time, so that way you have income and I have somewhere to put my tenants.
See, like I never even consider Airbnb, but like when you talk about it like that, it's kind of like let me make some phone calls and see,
Yes.
just see what kind of opportunities are out there. And like you said, even with the Airbnb, I feel like it is very important to have multiple streams of income because it's times of the year where people aren't really traveling, and you're going to have slow seasons where you might not be getting any bookings. So you don't want to solely just depend on that. It's more of like you said, additional income to go with some other things that you're already doing.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Oh, I see we have a question in the comment.
Okay.
So they said, do you need an LLC, or is it recommended to list a rental under your LLC as a business owner? Okay, so to answer your question, the when you establish your business, you want to make sure that you use your correct NIC codes. And when I say that, I mean when you are picking your information, you're getting your EIN number, you are establishing your registered agent, your articles, all that good stuff. When you go under your state.gov website, you want to make sure that you pick the specific NIC code, the NAISC code for your business. So you want to put some type of real estate in there as your code. You can pick multiple ones, so that way you can cover a lot of different areas, because you never know, you might go into commercial, and hey, that's a big ticket item in real estate. So and a lot of people end up going that route. So definitely make sure that you do that. But when you say list a rental under your LLC, um, we're not talking about monthly rentals. So I don't know if you're asking the question correctly, or if I understand what you're saying. But when you go to specific apartments and independent owners, you're going to let them know you have a business and you want to help them get their homes occupied and their apartments occupied, because nobody wants an empty house. They're not making any money, and nobody wants empty apartments. So they want to fill those with tenants. Okay. So I hope that answers your question.
Okay. Okay. So I think those are the questions I had for Airbnb. Um, so if you wanted, I know, okay, so when we was in Atlanta the last time, I know you had just like finalized your real estate business or whatever. I remember you had just like finalized the LLC, and you were talking about that, and I think you were like in the beginning of that when we first got there. But
Yeah.
I remember you saying like you have a real estate business, but you're not a real estate agent.
Right.
So can you explain that to me?
So in certain states, you can own real estate, or you can be a property manager and or an investor, and you don't have to have a real estate license.
Okay.
So you want to make sure that you check the laws in your state. I do know, I believe in Georgia, you have to have your real estate license in order to be a an investor.
Okay.
Yeah.
So explain it's your real estate business. Like what do you do under that business? You say you invest, or is that where the unsecured funding come into play under that business?
No, actually, unsecured funding is a totally different ball game,
Okay.
girl.
Okay.
Oh, I can't wait to get into that and tell the people about that. It's just gonna blow their mind. So the real estate business that I have is under real estate investing.
Okay.
So I don't know the specific terms that consist of the NIC codes, but I know that I chose quite a few of them because I did want to become a real estate agent eventually.
Right.
Just because I knew that I could get money on both ends. I could be an investor and I could be a real estate agent and just make money all the way around.
Right.
So now with the unsecured funding, uh, I love that I got into this. Um, so I joined a company and we provide $10,000 to $400,000 in unsecured funding. And when I say unsecured, I mean you don't have to put down a deposit. There's no down payment because, you know, with secured, you have to put down a specific amount of money.
Okay.
Right. With unsecured, you don't have to do that. And there's no collateral needed. We go by your credit profile. So it goes by your social security number. It's a personal guarantee. And we get you funded.
Okay. Well, can you go a little further in detail? So is this like based off of like personal credit or?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it's based off personal credit. So the person will go to my website or we'll set up a phone call and we'll do the pre-application appointment. So basically, you don't have to, you want to have a certain credit score. We want a 680, but we will go as low as 650. So
Okay.
know that. You have to have an annual income if you are employed of $20,000 a year. If you're self-employed, you have to have an annual income of $50,000 for the past 2 years and an adjusted gross income of $27,000. Okay. You also need to have less than 6 inquiries on your credit report. We don't like for you to have any derogatory items on your report in the last 2 years. Also, if you have filed bankruptcy, it needs to be discharged for 2 years.
Okay. So for people who are interested in this, well, what type of people would this be good for? What type of business owners?
So this would actually be good for anybody. You don't have to be a business owner.
Okay.
We actually prefer W-2 employees just because we know that they are hungry. We know that they are out here grinding and they have the secured income to pay the money back because
Right.
this is a loan. So it's unsecured cash and a loan is capital loan stacking. So if the ideal person that comes to us is someone who is looking to start a business, someone who's looking to start a franchise or looking to expand their book of business. We get a lot of real estate investors. Yeah. People in the cannabis industry.
Okay. And
we fund them too.
That's getting really big too. So I would say like somebody who's interested in this type of loan, to be pretty much solidified in like a business idea and make sure that it's something that they feel like they could be able to pay that loan back.
It would be smart to do that, just because when you think about the average person who is in business, they're looking to get money to expand their business.
Right.
You know, they're not looking to just be comfortable. So again, a lot of people we get, they're trying to expand their business. They're trying to, you know, partner with other people and they need the funds to get in that circle. And we love those type of people, but at the same time, I know I talked about all the credit qualifications, but the great thing about this platform is that if you don't have those credit qualifications, we actually have a program that looks at specific things that you need to have fixed to get you qualified for the funding.
Okay, so that was my next question. So if there were people who like got these credit inquiries or need to boost their credit, do you offer like any assistance with that, or at least give them direction on what they need to do or what will help them get to where they need to be?
Yes, absolutely. I'm so glad you wanted to know about this. I got so excited when we came out with this new platform, girl. Oh, so this is a game changer. Like, so every person who did not qualify for the funding before, I've been contacting all of my clients. And if they had a 600 credit score, it can't be lower than 600. If they have more than 6 hard inquiries on their credit report, and they have, you know, maybe a couple of balances they need to pay off, because we do require them to have 60% or less of their credit card balances utilization. So we can work with those things. We can work with a couple of derogatory items. And we have a platform that actually looks at specific things. So you know how when you go to a regular credit repair agency, they say, oh, I'm going to fix your credit. It's going to cost maybe $100 to $300 a month. And it's going to take quite a while for you to get your credit fixed because they look at everything and they send out all these letters and they're doing X, Y, and Z. And you're like, oh my goodness, I'm getting impatient. And you got to be patient in order to fix your entire book of credit. But with this specific thing, it doesn't X you out of the funding, because if you meet those qualifications of, you know, you have at least a 600 credit score and you just need to bump off a couple inquiries and fix a couple things on your, you know, a couple derogatory items, we can look at that. We will tell you exactly what needs to be fixed. And for a flat fee, not a monthly fee, a flat fee.
Okay.
We will fix that for you.
Okay. Okay. So I do see a question here. What are the loan amounts that you typically offer?
We offer between 10,000 and 400,000.
Okay. And if it's a business, do you require anything beyond those requirements? Business plan, etc.
Absolutely not, baby. We do not require a business plan. We don't ask all your information about your business. All we want to know is your social security number, your credit profile, and we need your previous 2 year tax returns. Again, you have to have $50,000 of annual income if you're self-employed, and then an AGI, an adjusted gross income of $27,000 for those past 2 years.
Okay, that's not bad. All right. So that's with the unsecured funding. So I saw something on your page the other day about like, do you need your music business funded? And
Yes.
And people are doing that through the unsecured funding. Okay.
Absolutely. So we actually have quite a few platforms. The company, by the way, is called Iconic Enterprises.
Okay.
Sorry, I meant to say that in the beginning, but we have different platforms. So we have, everything goes through the unsecured funding, and that is actually one of our mentorship programs. So, you know, of course, we know about music. We know about how it is for an artist to get out there and they're looking for a label to fund them or to sponsor them or put them out there. And a lot of times when they get with a music label, they lose themselves. They don't have control over the music they put out. You know, they have to change their image. They have to do what the label says. And a lot of times they front them the money, but
Right.
they don't realize that there's a lot of things that comes along with it. There's a lot of strings attached. And with the unsigned artist platform, all of they determine all of that, like the marketing, you know, what type of music they put out. They can control all of that. They don't have to worry about a label telling them when and what they can do with their business. And that's it. We have the unsigned artist mentorship program. We also have Airbnb without owning your own property. We have that mentorship program as well. So they can get qualified for the funding and they will be mentored in how to get that established.
Okay. So y'all have a whole program where like people who interested in doing this, like basically they'll show you the ropes, everything that you need, and help you get the funding.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. We have Airbnb. We have it where you own the property, and we also have a rental arbitrage, which is when you don't own the property. We also have Spiff, which is another new platform that we have that is staging homes, staging properties. So that's another mentorship program. We also have Drip. It's Divine Rip into Perfection. That is our health and wellness platform. We got a lot of stuff, girl. We even got a twirl business.
Okay, it sounds really interesting for real. It really does sound interesting. So it's definitely plenty of opportunity out here to make some money and start new careers. I'm interested in Airbnb program. How can they find you as far as to get started with these with this mentorship?
So they can find me here on Instagram, obviously. They can also find me on Facebook under my name, Imogene Bibbs. I have my website. Actually, am I able to
go ahead?
That?
Yeah, okay. Go ahead. So she's gonna pin her website.
That.
She's gonna pin her website for whoever's interested. And if y'all have any additional questions, go ahead and drop those too. So, what is one piece of advice you'll give someone starting out in your specific career, as far as your real estate, your Airbnb? Like, what advice would you give to somebody like starting out?
I would say just do it. I literally was sitting at home and I had COVID. And I know you remember that, Ashley.
Yeah,
Man, I had it bad. Like I literally thought I was about to die. I could not walk 5 feet without being out of breath. And I felt like the air was just taken out of my body. And I had no energy. I eventually took myself to the hospital, was able to get some fluids, get some medicine, and they sent me home. But even after I came home, it was still a battle. Like you're up and down. I don't know if anybody on here has had COVID and has had it full blown, but it's literally like a flu on steroids.
I was so worried
And
about you. Like, I really was worried about you.
yeah, it was bad, but thank God I made it out. I was literally confined to my home for like 33 days.
Yeah, it was a little minute. Like, you were really, it was taking you a little while to get past that. And it's so
Yeah.
crazy because my experience was totally different. Like, I literally had symptoms for like a couple days because I had it April 21. And like I had like achiness in my thighs. Like, sitting
Mm.
down was like annoying to me, like, because my thighs was aching. So I had like the body aches. But other than that, the body aches didn't really last that long. But I did lose my sense of smell and taste, which is, I don't recommend that on nobody. Like, it was
Right.
like I ate a muffin. It was like, what was the point of eating this? Like, it was disgusting. Like, not being able to taste it and just feel the texture. I was
Oh,
like
wow.
it was disgusting. But yeah, like, I was really worried about you during that time. So I
Wow.
do know, like, when I first met you, you do have a nonprofit, correct?
I do.
Can you tell us a little bit
Yes.
about what you do with that nonprofit?
So yes, the nonprofit is actually for single parents. Basically just like you and me. My
Right.
kid is grown now, but that was pretty much my entire adult life. Working, going to school, trying to raise a kid on my own, and just not having the guidance or the knowledge of where to go to get different resources. Because as you know, when you're a working parent, you can't get a lot of help from the government
Right.
because you make too much money, and it's like, but I'm struggling. Like,
Right.
how am I supposed to make this paycheck stretch? And that's literally what we do at our nonprofit. We want to help single parents get over that financial hump. So we actually have a book called the 1 Week Budget Book by the Budget Nista. She is amazing. I love, love, love her. And we have them go through that book. It's 12 steps, and it literally breaks down their paycheck, and it breaks down all of their expenses, like down to if you take your butt to the gas station and you buy mint every week, she
Right.
wants you to put that on there. And she teaches you how to look at different expenses and how to cut down different expenses. Because what I found is a common denominator with a lot of parents is that even though they're doing a lot of the stuff that they need to do, um, the common denominator is their budget,
Right.
their finances. So why not help them, give them some information that they probably hadn't thought of before and hook them up, like, as far as, like, a lot of people, some people have cable. Cut that cable off, get you some cheap internet. A lot of these companies like Xfinity, and there was another one that was handing out flyers. If you have children who are in the free or reduced lunch program, or you get any type of government assistance, you can either get very inexpensive internet or free internet.
So I do know Cox Cable is doing that as well. So if you get
Okay.
like Medicaid, SNAP, I believe WIC and other things like that, you can qualify for a program to, I think it takes off like $30 a month or something like that. I actually was looking into it. I said, let me go ahead and fill out this application and see, what they,
Yeah.
and there's other qualifications that can qualify you, not just those things. I think your income as well can qualify you, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So for anybody who didn't know about that.
Yeah.
So as far as your nonprofit, is that, can anybody anywhere be a part of that, or is it just for a specific state right now?
Right now it's just for Indiana because
Okay.
that's where we're registered. We
Okay.
are a 501c3. But our goal, our long-term goal is to be in every single state. So we want to be in all 50 states.
Okay. So we talked about the Airbnb, the real estate, the unsecured funding, your nonprofit. How many, if you don't mind telling us, if I ain't being too nosy, like how many streams of income do you have? Like,
Oh wow. Let's see. So on top of all that, I do have a 9 to 5
okay,
that
girl.
I'm really looking forward to walking away from. My CEO of my company, of the funding company, she said to me, Imogene, I want you to write out the amount that you want to have in your bank account and what date you want to walk away from your job. And I want you to write it on a check to yourself. And I did it, and I'm sticking to it.
Right,
So
right.
it's gonna happen. And shout out to Chief Aaliyah for creating the funding platform. She's amazing, y'all. Also, I had to throw this out here. Anybody that's looking for another stream of income, because we're talking about that, I'm looking for partners. I'm looking for partners and I'm looking for affiliates. It was a partner program. You will basically be doing everything that I do with the funding business as far as telling people about the funding, getting on the training, learning about the different programs we have. And again, there is nothing that you have to put down to join as a partner. Like a lot of companies are like, there's a buy-in amount. No, we don't charge you nothing. You just come in and you just grind because we are about making millionaires, and that's what we do. And as an affiliate, that's more of like a referral program. So let's just say if you knew of someone that was looking for some money to expand their business or for whatever reason, like, hey, my homegirl, she has this funding company. Let me give you her information, and I'll break you off a little piece of change as an
You know
affiliate.
what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So being that you are juggling so many things, like what's your favorite productivity hack like for entrepreneurs? How are you managing all of these things? Like how?
Whew. I can tell you in the beginning, I was scatterbrained. I didn't have it all together. I made a lot of mistakes and I missed out on a lot of money, but I learned and I grow and I'm still growing. I just recently posted about a book that I just finished reading. It's called The 5 a.m. Club. And I would have to say every single person, every entrepreneur, if you are wanting to expand your business and you really want to be successful, 6, 7 figures, read that book, man. Like it opened my eyes. Like I was doing a lot of the stuff that it talks about in that book at different times in my life previously, but to put it all together, like I feel so fucking great right now. Like I get up at 5 a.m. every day. I go work out with my girls. We do our check-ins. We do our celebratory dance. And I do my meditation, my prayer. And I go have my meal replacement. And I'm doing all of this before the sun even rises.
Right.
And I have so much energy. And then I have a set schedule of when I work, when I stop working, when I rest, when I reward myself with a nap or a piece of dark chocolate candy. Like, girl, I love it.
So one thing I can say, like, it is very important to have a self-care regimen when you are multitasking and doing all of these things, because the burnout can be so real, and
Yes.
burnout can be such a setback too, because you go 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 and you burnt out around the time where you need to be productive and you can't give it your all. So I definitely been on this journey, and I know, like, so y'all, when we went to Atlanta, right? This is like all-star weekend. We had went out to this club and we had like the whole napkin war. That was so fun. Like that was like
I
the
love
best
that.
night ever. But what, like, I'm getting to the point though. Like we went out, was lit, had a good night. Like
Mm-hmm.
they showed us the best hospitality. And
Yes.
then the next morning, right, Imogene had me at the track walking and jogging and stuff, y'all. Like, girl, like we was
Yes.
just lit that night. Like now we up, but it was so dope to like be on vacation, out, had a good night, and she got me out here walking around the track, getting chased by geese and stuff. So we walking, she on the phone call, she got all this energy, she making phone calls, handling business while we exercising. I'm over here beside her like, girl, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, her energy is amazing. That's one thing I can say. Like, amazing energy.
Thank you.
But before I was saying that, I was saying how important it is to just be mindful of our health, especially when we're juggling so much, detoxing and just taking time out to do nothing and be still. So I've been learning like to start my days and make my day all about me. My morning, at least 15 minutes in the morning, I either sit and do nothing and just sit right here by my window, maybe try and read a book, or just take, or either just taking my shower quietly before I wake my kids up, go sit on the patio, have a cup of tea. I just think that it's very important to start your day with like good intention. Like I've been trying not to wake up and first thing I do is get on my phone. I want to wake up and have that moment of stillness and then get to the business, but have that moment. Okay, I'm gonna relax, I'm gonna meditate, I might do a 15-minute yoga set. And it's so crazy because yesterday I did start my day like that. I woke up and I did yoga, like 15-minute yoga set, like stretching, and then that night I was like, you know what, I'm about to take a tub bath, girl. And guess what, was late to work this morning because I said I didn't relax myself so much. Like I don't know. I put myself out. I was like, I didn't stretch and got my body right. Took a nice tub bath and was late to work. Was sleeping good. But it's really important, especially being a serial entrepreneur, to take care and have that self-care, those self-care moments.
Yes, it is. Yeah. And they talked about that in the book too. So I definitely get a massage every single week. So I see my chiropractor and I get a deep tissue massage, and it is amazing.
I know that's right. So being that you said that this was going to be one of my closing questions, but I'm going to ask it now. What are 3 books that you would recommend to whoever's listening today? And you can add that book that you just said if you have 2 others.
Definitely the 5 a.m. Club. I would have to say the other book is, so I suggest this to a lot of people that come to me. It's called Girl Wash Your Face.
Okay.
And it's not literally what it says. It's not talking about wash your face. It's literally an encouragement book. It's talking about stop worrying about what other people think about you. That person might have hurt you, but you deserve better. You deserve more. So give yourself more. Wash your face. Wash all of that off.
Girl, wash your face.
Yes.
Pick it up. Keep it moving.
Yes.
Get back to it. Wash your face.
Yes.
I like that. I can get with
all that. And then the third one, oh wow, I would have to say I gotta go with my girl, the Budgetnista. Like, you gotta have them finances in order. We all fall short. It's not an easy task. It really isn't. And definitely follow her 1-week budget. And I would have to bundle like all of her budget books in there. It's called Get Good with Money. That's what it's called. So those 2, I'm a bundle them up together.
Okay. So I'm definitely gonna be looking because I'm looking to read a certain amount of books before the end of the year is out. This year I did get back into books. I haven't been as consistent with reading the ones that I have, but when I do have those moments of stillness, I do like to pull out my books and read them. If I'm not reading them, I'm at least gonna collect them until I get to reading them. So I'm gonna check out both of those books.
And I want to suggest to people, if you're like super busy like I am, I love audiobooks. I especially love it when they do the different voices, because when you're in your car, instead of you know, getting so upset about traffic. And, you know, I live in a small but big city. And I know a lot of people live in like Atlanta, New York, and you in traffic for hours.
Right.
Baby, it only take me like 20 minutes to get wherever. So put on something that is inspirational or something that you're learning. Like put positivity in you on your way home from work to a meeting, wherever. Whenever you're in your car, don't put on nothing that's gonna piss you off because it's
Right.
gonna mess up your whole day and it's gonna mess up all the progress that you've made so far.
For sure. For sure.
Yeah.
So I was just watching a movie last night. It was about this girl who was trying to make partner at a law firm, and like she was so dedicated to that job. Like she literally was going to sleep listening to this podcast about laws. I guess it was just like, you know, keeping her fresh on all the new laws because it's forever changing. But she literally was going to bed playing that podcast in her sleep on
Mm.
her commute from the office to coffee. She was playing it in her ears. So like when we do have those moments, like we can always be continuously learning or dedicating ourselves to the things that we are trying to thrive in.
Yeah.
So I've been getting with a couple podcasts and stuff lately too. Instead of like watching TV, I've been trying to like, you know, just listening to some things that I can relate to. Um like B Simone and her friend Megan, they have their podcast, the Know For Sure podcast, which I'm really into right now. It's not really
Yeah.
talking about business or anything, but like it's more of a like mental health podcast, like a purpose driven podcast. Like they just talking about how they learn to walk in to their purpose, and you know what I'm saying, just like I really love it. So if y'all haven't tuned into that yet, I would definitely like just check them out. They have some dope guests up there as well. And like their bond as friends is amazing. Like
Mm.
their communication as friends is amazing. I feel like every black, not even just every black girl deserves a friend like that. Like to understand you on that level that they have, that they're showing us that they have. But
Oh yeah.
yeah, if y'all haven't checked that out, definitely check that out. So, if you could be remembered for one thing, what would it be?
Oh, that's a good one. Anything like,
Just anything. If you,
wow.
it don't even have to be one thing. Like, what do you want to be remembered for? Like, what's important that people remember you for?
Well, I know what people always think of when they think of me. They like, oh my gosh, I love your smile.
And yes, as soon as you started to say that, I was like, your smile. Like, as soon as you started to say that,
But what I would want to be remembered for is my heart to help people. Like, it's so natural. Like, I just go into problem solver mode. And sometimes I do have to pull back and just listen because a lot of times people just need to vent. But I just want to help people. So I would love to be remembered for that.
right?
Yeah.
Similar, likewise, I would say like putting a smile on people's face. Like I'm not saying that I can always be the person that people need me to be, but I am good for a good laugh. I'm good for a smile, and I'm good for saying something that is probably gonna register and something you'll think about at another day.
Yeah.
Like I had these moments where like I can be like super chill and like talk about anything, but sometimes if people know me and that's been around me, I just get real deep and I'll start talking about random stuff and just have this whole spiel about something, and it just be like, dang, how we get on that? But I just be feeling the need to say whatever I'm saying, or I don't know if I feel like this person needs to hear this, or if I'm feeling something from them that's making me say whatever I'm saying. But I tend to
Yeah.
do that a lot too. But definitely I'm good for a smile or laugh to make somebody day. And I feel like
Yeah.
that would be something I remember for. Like that girl was funny. Like she made me laugh. Like I liked her energy.
Yes.
I would definitely say that. So I appreciate all the information that you gave us today. Anybody who's looking to learn more or need more information, y'all make sure y'all follow Imogene. Like her handle is Boss Bibbs _official. So y'all tap in with her if she said anything that you would like more clarification on, you need more information, or you already know something about it and you ready to get started. Y'all tap in. As you can see, she's beautifully a beautiful spirit, like good energy, positive. Like I never got anything other than that from her.
Oh.
Just like going back to when we was in Atlanta and we was all in the we call it the Boss Mansion, the Airbnb that we rented. Like we had so many people there and everybody was working on everything. We had an interview going in the back. We had like people networking. Y'all, she was over there with that laptop, like some of us was partying. I was one of them. I was partying, and I was handling business at the same time. But she was about her business, like, and that's what like my first connection with you was. I was like, yo, she about her shit. Like
I had to be, girl. Girl, catch your wife playing around.
yes.
I was like, let me do this. Let me get my planner out. Let me get on top of my stuff. Like that experience really, really taught me a lot about how to be more organized in my own business.
Right.
So I'm so thankful for that. All of it.
Right. I feel like we went into a lot of those opportunities expecting one thing, and it might not have ended up what we really expected it to be, but it was so much growth in it. It was so much enlightenment and understanding, and it gave us a point to start. It was like, okay, this ain't work out, but I met this person, that person, and this person. They doing this, and like it was like I'm saying, it was crazy. Like I feel the same way.
The connections, oh my goodness! Like I would have never imagined being connected to these influential people.
And I'm not talking about like just average Joe. Like we really was meeting like some people with standards, like that's really doing business and connected in these industries that we trying to get into. And
A1 celebrities, baby.
It was so amazing.
Like crazy.
What?
Is that baby girl?
Yes. So I made it to 8:52 of this podcast. I want to thank everybody for tuning in to the Hella Audacious podcast show. It was such a pleasure having you. I'm so glad to like see your face and have this conversation with you. I thank you for all the information you provided us with. Mommy Duties is calling, y'all. I thank y'all for tuning in tonight. I'm gonna be uploading this episode shortly. So if y'all didn't get to catch it from the beginning, y'all go ahead and catch the replay. Share. Get this information out there because it's big things happening in 2022 and in starting 2023.
Yes.
All right. Y'all
Let's get it, y'all.
Take advantage of these opportunities, y'all. Don't be scared to start something new. Don't be afraid to get the information that's needed. It don't hurt to just do your research and see if these things might work for you. Okay?
Yeah.
A lot of times we get, oh, I ain't gonna be able to do that. No, I don't think that's real. Check it out. Find out for yourself. So
or you gonna miss out on a lot of money.
Right. So is there anything else you want to leave us with today?
Just to, like you said, you guys just do it. Don't think about it too hard, because if you continue to think about it over and over and over again, you'll never start. And you'll, 5-10 years will go by and you'll be like, what am I doing? Like I could have did this a long time ago. So just do it and connect yourself with people who have done it, and they'll help you along the way. Make those mistakes. Don't be scared to do it, and just pick up the pieces, because it will make you a better person. But do not forget about that self-development, y'all. You have to do that.
The network is real. Network is your network.
Yes,
that part
surely is.
That part. And it's so crazy, like that you said, what you said, because in my first episode, I kept saying, if you don't start, you will never arrive.
Wow.
Get on the road. Head there. Arrive. Like, period. Thank y'all. It's been real. We're gonna close this episode out. Episode 2. It feel like September moving so fast already. August has somewhere to be. But like I said, I thank you. I thank you for being here. Okay.
Thank you for having me.
Yes,
I gotta get up with you. I gotta plan a trip out there.
let's do it. I'm about to get in
Yes.
your inbox.
Okay.
Y'all have a good night. Thank you.
Bye, y'all.